safety glasses are generally a good idea when handling blades. Something I kind of found out when I used to have a sawmill is kind of goes as you would expect, but spring-loaded blades that have hundreds of teeth on them, safety glasses are a great idea. Okay. I sure love how easy it is to change blades on this new saw compared to the older one I had. Usually I'm a big proponent of used machinery, older machinery. I love stuff that has some vintage to it, but sometimes there's just a real place for the new. I didn't see this one coming. We might have a problem here. I wonder if it's because of this. That might be causing us trouble. Guys, what is it with dogs? You can give them a nice soft bed. They'll choose the floor almost every time. So I'm going to show you guys a trick for any woodworkers wondering about winding up bandsaw blades. Okay, you have to look out. This way, please. Good point. So, this is going to put it into a 3-layer coil. You don't want to do this on the gravel or somewhere you can easily bend a blade. You want to have a light pressure with your foot, and you're going to do 2 motions. You're going to twist while you push down. So we're twisting, twisting, just like that. And then we even it up. And there we go. So the trick is to start with your thumb pointing all the way around so you can get as much of the twist as you need. And it'll take a couple times. Once you get it, it's fantastic for storing blades. Be really careful. Bend the tooth here. Back off our bearings. more tension than that. Okay. There we go. It's now running true. Okay. Set these so we get, maybe I set them by feel. I tried to get about 5 thou or so off each side of the blade. An 1/8 of an inch behind the gullets. That's where we want to be. Well, that's no good. Our teeth are actually hitting our cover. So the only thing we can do about that is to bring the tracking back. Really don't want to change the bottom tracking, and I shouldn't have to. I'll finish changing this up and get you guys updated. A little bit of harmonic oscillation there. All in all, not bad. Yeah. Well, they'll do okay. So I want to take a minute and just do a follow-up to the first part of the bandsaw video that I started doing. I eventually did end up getting the blade on after a little bit of finagling. So it is true, the 10-351 will handle a 1-inch blade, like they say, but it's very tight. What I ended up doing I ended up having to tilt both the upper wheel, which is quite normal, but also the lower wheel, which usually you don't have to adjust. I had to bring that back probably 3/4 of a turn. That doesn't mean much unless you have this machine, but if it does, it gives you an idea. In order to tilt that back, and that will run the blade further back. Otherwise, what was happening is the blade was running into this guard here, which is why we always do a test run or test roll. And what I decided to do, because I was worried that if this blade did run into this guard, if it cracked out at speed, that it could be sort of catastrophic. I decided to put by this window here a little bit of masking tape, and I doubled it up a few times, so there's 5 or 6 layers thick here. So maybe it's about as thick as a quarter, and that's how close the blade is running to this door. And it allows me to see whether or not this blade is creeping, and it has cracked through 1 or 2 layers of tape, but it stayed from there. It hasn't gotten any worse, so I think my setup is fine for it. In the future, I think I'm going to probably maybe try running more of a 3/4 inch rip. It is good to have this. I was using it to go through a lot of this more fibrous wood. Ripping upwards of 8 inches of cottonwood. It's like a fibrous version of poplar, and much like spruce in that if your blade setup's not good, it will wander. And it was nice having the extra web strength just so I could run more tension on this. The blade I decided to go with is called the Ripper 37. I'm very happy with it. It's produced really good results. This is, hopefully we can see here, this is what you get off a band mill. Still much better than what you get off a circular mill. And this is the results of the Ripper 37. And honestly, it looks like it's just been hit with 40 grit sandpaper on a belt sander. It's that smooth. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. It did a great job, tracked true, money well spent. So anyways, I hope this gives you a couple of ideas of using this bandsaw as a resaw. It's sitting right, this saw sits right in the sweet spot of being a smaller commercial or a smaller light production saw. It does a really good job of what it's designed to do, and I think Rikon hit a home run with this one. I'm quite pleased with it. I think one day in the future here I'll go over some of the features, why I chose it. But for now, as far as resawing goes, that gives you a bit of a quick look as to how that project went.